How to do, y'all? Tables here. So I have always been interested in minions, poison minions. But I hate animate weapon. I hate it, and it is pretty much the de facto poison minion build. And so I started looking at like attacks, like the attack speed of whatever golems we have available to us. Turns out golems have some of the best APS is in terms of permanent minions. They don't deal the most damage, but they have the highest APS. So I was like, I wonder if we could do a poison Carrion build. And so I started doing POBs. And I was Necro in the beginning, and I was like, doesn't really feel that good. So then I switched to Occultist, right? Void Beacon, Withering Presence, Profane Bloom, and double Curse. The in-game build, I think, might possibly be triple Curse, but I haven't decided if that's the route we're gonna go. If we do, our current curse setup is Blasphemy, Despair, and Temporal Chains. If we were to do a third curse, it would be Punishment, most likely. So I leveled as a cultist. I leveled, started level 4 SRS with Chance to Poison. The leveling was more or less it was pretty smooth. Wasn't the best. I think at the end of the day, I would recommend leveling Impale and Fizz damage, and just forget the Chance to Poison, and then put in added chaos damage whenever you get a chance. So you would, be technically making use of your ascendancies and stuff like that. Profane Bloom while leveling was pretty fantastic. I didn't really have any issues. The only main issue with leveling is leveling with Chance to Point is not going to work. I mean, it does work, but it's not that great, right? I did it. It wasn't great. And that's just because the poison is unreliable, It's better to go a different route. So if you go a different route, you could definitely focus a little bit more on defense. And your offense should be more than sufficient. By the time I got to maps, we were doing maps. It was no big deal. The Severed in Sleep was like 2 chaos. League start, maybe 5 or 6 chaos. This was like 30 C, and this is like late mid league right now. So not too expensive of a build. This, however, was 5 exalts with the white sockets. So this is probably going to be one of the more expensive pieces in your build, and or your helmet, depending on if you can get a helmet. Like this helmet right here is kind of expensive. I think it's like a couple EX, and then with the minion life, it's even more, right? But I didn't go that route. So the gear is just very typical, simple. If you can find Dragon Scale or an armor evasion base, get some spell suppression. We're going to be running with a shield. So this is the build so far. And let's get into the POB really quick. We're already 4 minutes in. I don't want to make this a super long video because we do have a T16 map at the end of the video so you guys can see fully scarabed, domination, juiced out, all that good stuff. So let's pull up the POB real quick. I currently have a league start POB and a mid tier, probably going to turn into the full in-game POB. Triad, you don't have to run Triad if you're feeling a little squishy or you just want some extra leeway on resistances. Obviously, you don't need it. We're at, we're over 100 on everything, including our chaos resist. So resistances, they're not going to be a big deal. Yeah, mostly most of this stuff can be crafted. Some of it can be bought. I think I've invested 7 exalts in the build right now, and we're doing pretty much juiced, pretty heavily juiced T16s on a 5 link, right? It's pretty good. It's not bad. So we run Generosity with Precision with Convocation, Flesh Offering, Desecrate. We will be running Tempest Shield. I'm not at that point yet. Need to get some more levels. Ray Spectre, Animate Guardian, which we're not doing yet because I don't think it's at a point where it will survive. I'm still working out how this is going to work because currently our minions are dying pretty regularly. and T16s that we're scarabing and juicing. And that's also a product of being a 5-link and not having, like, we're missing void manipulation, which is a massive part of our damage. And so the faster we kill, the easier it'll be for them to stay alive. Not to mention the 5% damage as life against poison enemies leech, which is a major defense and one of the things that we utilize quite a bit to keep our minions alive. Now, you'll notice on the sword, it grants level 25 envy skill. You can do this a couple of different ways, right? So you can use the envy skill and then move your temporal chains to a different socket, essentially, right? You can move it to a ring, an unset ring, if you so choose. Or you cannot use envy, lose some damage, and run despair and temporal chains with a level 2 enlighten, which is not as expensive as a max level enlighten, as we all know. So that'll save you a little bit of money. I chose to not use envy for the simple fact that I would like to have a little bit of convenience, and having despair and temp chains up 100% of the time, no matter what, I don't have to cast it. That's worth about 2 million damage, because that's what we're losing essentially. Level 25 envy gives us about 2 million damage, and for me personally, I think it's worth it. For you, may or not be worth it. We're running 4 Carrion golems, multi-strike, poison, void manip, unbound ailments, added chaos. A lot of these will be awakened. We definitely want to go for anomalous chance to poison as soon as humanly possible, so that we can get the increased poison duration. And currently, our poison duration is almost 10 seconds, and that is pretty amazing. We are fairly tanky with 69% chance to spell block, 45% chance to block attacks, 71% fizz dam reduction, 85% spell chance. Spell suppression chance, max chaos, max fire, all that good stuff. And things are looking really good on the build. Things are coming together. The only things that are up in the air are minion survivability versus how much damage we need to get there to keep them survivable, right? That's the biggest issue that I've run into the build so far. The second biggest issue, configuration. Okay, so 6.5 mil map DPS. Cyrus, however, 2.3 million. Now, once we get everything together, we have our defenses, we have our 6-link. When your minions are fighting Cyrus, if they get hit, I don't think you fully understand. Like, they're attacking almost 10 times a second, right? And that's just the Carrion golems. And from what I found, resummoning zombies is not a major issue. They're only getting 60% chance to poison. The majority of your damage is 100% coming from your golems. I don't think it's going to be a huge issue, but I haven't tested it yet. So when I get there, I will be sure to let you guys know where we stand on that. So there is a pretty big difference between our standard DPS and our Cyrus DPS. I've killed Cyrus on 800,000 damage. So by comparison, 2.3 is going to be amazing. But as I said before, we have to look back at our biggest problem, which is minion survivability. Because at the end of the day, we are occultists, and that inherently is going to be our biggest problem. This is the build as it stands right now. I'm hoping to use this build to clear everything in the game and do a league start guide on it, because I do think that this can be league started. Maybe. I'm still on the fence about it. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. But this is the new build. I'm pretty excited. It's kind of cool. I'm excited for you guys to watch the mapping video, because it's pretty badass. It's really fun. It is a super fun build. Just going around and Profane Bloom is just constantly proccing. So like you move up to a shrine and the entire room just explodes. It is way too much fun. So that's it. This is the build. poison Carrion Golem. I've never seen anyone do it. And I don't know why, because honestly, it feels fantastic. The bossing leaves a lot to be desired, but it's passable and it's doable, right? It's not that bad. And the mapping is incredible. Even on a 5-link, I'm already farming back to where I was on the other build. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys like this content, do me a favor and please consider liking and subscribing. Share the video, all that good stuff. That is it for me. I'm going to keep grinding on the build. I'll give you guys another update once our gear is more refined and our build is fully fleshed out, 6-link, all that good stuff, enlighten. And we'll see what bosses we can kill and how far we can actually push the build. So y'all be good. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you for being here with me. And I will talk to you guys very soon.